What's up? My name is Jeff. I'm back here with another interview. I've got Pela with me today. Pela, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hello, I'm Pela. I play Overwatch. I'm most known for the ball character, and I played this last OWCS on Avidity.
Yeah. I mean, let's open up with that. Like, what is your actual favorite hero to play, and why is it ball? I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But like,
I mean,
it does seem that way, and I'm a ball enjoyer, so I was just gonna, we're just gonna go right there.
it definitely is ball. If I'm feeling it, I'll pull out like a Doom or something. Like if we're scrimming or something, I'm really feeling it. But usually it's ball. I think it started, to be honest. I'd play Fortnite
Okay.
back in the day, and they had these ballers that were really fun to play, and so that just ended up seeking into my Overwatch gameplay. I ended up initially being an
Okay.
off-tank player, and I got really annoyed from coming out of spawn on Zarya, so I just started playing ball. That's kind of how it started.
What's your favorite thing about playing ball?
Definitely like the high skill
Yeah,
expression. Like it feels like there's always something that you can excel in and
it's a
you
very
can improve
creative
in.
hero. I don't think there's anything else
Yeah.
like it. Really, in all of gaming, there's nothing else like Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, I've never been able to replicate it, like that feeling. And just the different, you can really see like every different ball player's
Yeah,
play style when you watch
so
different ball
true, so
players.
true. Okay, so I've asked everybody this: if there was a foot race between all the Avidity players, who would win?
Not even close to me. I mean, I'm trying to think of who'd be like a second.
I mean, Scuffed has been the answer
Not
so
even,
far.
I mean, I got that guy like, that guy's getting lapped at least. So
I
maybe
mean,
there's like, they might have a
hey,
chance,
it's good to
but
know. It's good to know you're getting outside. All right, exercise is good for you. It's good for like your reaction times. It makes you a better gamer for real.
of
Oh, what's on your
course.
desktop background right now?
It is the Nagi goal from Blue
Okay,
Lock,
I'm
the
not familiar. You'll
season
have to send
two.
it to me. I'll have to get you to send it to me. Remind me. Remind me. Don't let me
That's good.
forget. Don't let me forget that.
That's good.
What? Why? Why
It's
that? It
amazing.
was.
I mean, that is one of my favorite series
Gotcha.
of all time. That show is just it's peak. There's no other way
Awesome.
to put it.
Awesome. Let's get to talk about Overwatch here for a minute. How did you make the jump? How did you go from just being somebody that enjoys playing a game, to like I want to compete in officials in this and really start grinding this game out? How did you make that leap?
Uh, when I was younger, when I was like 15, I played a lot of ball, and then I was pretty good. I think I ended up hitting like like high 4,500, and then I kind of took a break from the game for a while. And for the most part, like playing ranked was just like pretty fun for me. So I'd come and go, back from ranked, but then I ended up playing on a ball one trick team
Okay.
called Gambit for about like 2 months. That was pretty fun, and then I took a big break, and then I'd initially like I'd still like keep in touch here and there and like ring here and there, and so I ended up ringing for a team, and it was like completely different at the time, but that team ended up turning into like the Gilbert's Nightmare team, which was with like
Yeah.
SK and
You got.
Jake, and so that team ended up turning into a content team somehow. I have no idea how that ended up happening, but that was a lot of fun. That was definitely like a very good first competitive experience, as they're all like very, very good teammates. So it's not like a very like good example.
What was there something that you carried from that team kind of through the rest of your career? Something that's kind of stuck with you, or something that was instilled in you by playing with those experienced players that you think really helped you grow in your career?
Kind of just like the baseline for like what competing really is, especially Jake, I think is very good at it. Uh, like always like prompting, asking, and like overall just having like a positive attitude towards things. I think that really
That's
helped.
awesome. Yeah, that does make a big difference. I can imagine it's easy to take things too seriously to the point where it loses the fun, loses the joy.
Yeah, yeah.
Was there a point in there where you felt it click? Like where you kind of knew it could be more than just playing in community tournaments and a little bit more of the T3 stuff into where you could really make something serious out of this. Was there a point where that happened, like kind of a light switch type of deal, or was it more gradual than that?
I think it was when I first started trialing for Avidity, I was like okay, like might as well like trial. I'd kind of trial for a lot of teams, but I never really
Okay.
joined one because it didn't really feel like a team that I'd like playing on, or like yeah, basically like playing on. But then I remember being I was like 2 hours early to an Avidity scrim one time, and I remember getting dragged, and they were voting like 2 hours before the scrim, and so they were voting like
Right.
pro play, and I thought that's like kind of what I want out of a team. So that was like a very good example,
So it
I
was one of the
think.
things where it wasn't necessarily about the mechanics or skills or something, but about the practice and seeing this team and what they went through to become a better team. Is that kind of when it clicked?
Yeah, and I think the staff
Okay.
especially hold the staff are like a secret really important part of Avidity, I think. The like kind of thing that people don't really see.
I mean, you're not the first one to say that, actually. And this kind of feed into what was going to be the follow up question. But can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like, what was something about the staff that really drew you to the squad and made you know this was going to be a good home for you?
Initially it was being coached by Nat and Ray, which I think worked extremely well together. As I think I don't know, the site they worked very well as
Right.
coaches together, and they helped set like a good example for like what it actually takes to like win. And if you actually want to be like top 8, this is what it takes. And I feel like constantly pushed us, and also just being like very good staff, like just helping players out a lot.
That it seems like you had a lot of faith that they had your best interest in mind, that they were looking out for you.
Yeah, definitely. And before that, I didn't really trust any coaches before that, any teams like I'd trial for, but I think they're able to make the game very simple, which for me, that especially clicked with me, and I think that helped me improve a ton.
That's awesome. It give you ability to kind of just focus, like, hey, let's try to block all this other stuff out, focus on this, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, it made the game it made me put what I knew about the game into more simple terms so I
Yeah.
could expand off it,
Yeah, man,
if
that
that
sounds
makes
like a
sense.
fantastic coach. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, like, we're kind of innovative. We're in 2024. You're doing pretty well there through season 2 into season 3 in particular, kind of the back of 2024. When we get the announcement coming down that now there is a direct promotion relegation system. And it already felt, just from an outsider perspective, that Avidity was already kind of just climbing up the mountain like they're, I mean, in sixth gear. Did that add any extra motivation? How did that announcement coming down the pipeline, did it change anything as far as your perspective as a player?
I think that was definitely like a big thing. I think the bigger thing was I I kind of like assumed that because I think our team already was under the impression that if we improved, like it's just bound in time to like get picked up eventually. But I think the later announcements after the FACEIT prize pool was cut, and like getting word that like, oh, uh they're doing like this big OWCS and like esports revamp, that was like the big thing for me personally. Because at that time I was thinking like, is this really something I want to do? Like, is this worth like spending a lot of my time on? I think that kind of like answered the question for me.
What way? What motivated you about that? What specifically? What those changes you're talking
Um,
about specifically?
Specifically like with OWCS after stage 4, I'd say that was the biggest thing. Because after stage 4, and then they announced the new format of OWCS being linked
Right.
in with FACEIT, and that was the big thing that definitely like kept me
Right.
interested.
It feels like it would promote more team synergy and team staying together and that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And also I think it gave a way for the esport to grow, which I think is very important. Because before it felt like at a dead
Yeah,
end
no
kind
doubt.
of.
No doubt. So it's just giving you hope that there was a future for this esport at all. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Um, when I was looking, I was kind of looking through socials, just kind of trying to get an idea of of your journey to this spot, and I saw you're an LFT tweet from March of 2024, almost exactly a year ago. basically just saying, I want to show how much I've improved. Looking back on that, how does it feel now knowing that you've had that opportunity? Do you feel like you've come as far as you want to since putting that out there to the world?
I think since putting that out there, I've come, like, this is like a pretty good place to be, like a year from then. But I think I know I'm capable of going a lot further. So that's like the bigger thing, like, especially with last stage. I think that's like the biggest thing. But I would say I'm generally feeling positive about that. And it's kind of like, sometimes it's like you forget, like, you're like actually decent at this game, and it's like, oh, I forget that I'm not like actually decent at this game.
You've come a long way. That's even just with Avidity alone to go. I mean, expert, master, OWCS back to back to back. I mean, it's crazy growth, my friend. That's crazy growth. Don't you dare neglect that. I imagine it can be easy to do, especially. I'm sure y'all wanted to go further into playoffs and all that stuff. So we're coming off the back of last weekend. Maybe some, I don't know, residual disappointment on that or something. But I mean, it's been a hell of a climb, and y'all had it in a great season. Finished 5th overall, and I mean, it did well. I mean, what? I'm going to 2-part this question. A, how did it feel making OWCS for the first time? And B, looking back on that stage 1, give me a positive moment. Give me a favorite moment, because I mean, that's, for an Overwatch player, that has to be just a dream come true. It couldn't have been all sadness.
Yeah, I think for the first part, I had initially planned on taking a break from stage 1, and then because like I was originally gonna like take a break. I wanted to like improve my ground tanks, and I'd probably come back for season 2 and compete again. But then originally I joined Avidity, and I wasn't really planning on playing. I was planning on playing like ball maps or like the occasional monkey map, depending on like which way the meta
sure.
end up swinging. But yeah, so that felt like, I think it felt a lot of fun to play. Like, I feel like it definitely like reignited why I wanted to play and what I was playing for. I think my favorite moment probably I think it was probably the Rad match. I think that was a very, very fun match, and it was kind of nice to like have that dominant of a performance.
It was also a bit of revenge. That was the team that knocked y'all out of the season 3 playoffs at the end of 2024 as well. So
yeah, it was definitely nice to get that win.
No doubt. Was that the one where Zoe made the post about the compass crosshair? Was that from that match?
That was the one from the one before. That was from last FACEIT season.
Tell me what's up with the compass crosshair. What's up with the compass crosshair? Is this a total troll, or is there some strategy behind this?
Okay, I swear there's actual strategy, because there's something called crosshair placebo effect. Everyone knows it, of course. Sometimes if you change your crosshair, it just feels better. And so this already takes like the perfect circle crosshair, which is already perfect, and then it combines that. You can just flip it whenever, and you have crosshair placebo again. So it's basically perfect.
I see. You get crosshair placebo without actually changing your crosshair, just by changing the direction of the compass. Okay,
exactly.
Okay. There is some big brain behind this. That's funny. That's awesome.
Scientifically backed.
Wait.
I'm serious. You wouldn't believe it.
This is true. There's scientific backing on this. Studies have shown.
Apparently.
Yeah,
Can't say too much.
I understand. Let's not give away all the strats. Oh, all right. Let's talk about a tough moment from. All right, that's enough sugar and rainbows. Let's talk about a tough moment from stage 1 there.
Yeah.
What do you think was your toughest match of that OWCS season, and what kind of impact does a tough loss like that have? What do you take with you from something like that?
I think it was more a win than a loss, to be honest. I think it was that Shikigami match, because I think before then it kind of like turned around, and we were feeling like very, very, very dominant. Like, we were feeling like we could beat most teams, and then a lot of our players had like IRL stuff happen. Right. And I think one thing we definitely failed on is separating that from affecting our,
Okay.
our game, especially me in particular.
Well,
So that was kind of the
would that
biggest
be
thing.
something? I mean, yeah, it definitely sounds like that's something you would walk away from. That staying in the back of your mind, is that something you want to continue to improve on? Something you're looking to take into stage 2 and beyond throughout the rest of the year?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely one of the biggest things I reflected on, and that if you're a competitor, you kind of just have to do whatever it takes to win.
Hey, we're all only human too. We're all only human too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true too, but
um,
that's
so-
it's hard, but that's what makes it so everyone
sure.
can't do it. But
Yeah, that's true. If it was easy, anybody would just sign up, right? Is there
yeah,
anything else going into the rest of the year that you're looking to improve on? Any other goals personally, or for the rest of or for the team, or even just something small, individual? Be it the way you play with the team, or mechanics, or anything. What's something else that you're looking to try to continue to grow on moving forward through the rest of 2025?
definitely my ground
Okay,
tanks. So I think that's like a big part of my game that I'm missing currently. And so I think with that I could be much, much stronger.
gotcha. I like it. Simple to the point. Give more variety is good. More versatility is always good in Overwatch.
Mm.
I think that's about all I got for you, my friend. Where can fans find you online?
They can find me twitter.com or x.com/Pela_W and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pela_W.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. You bet.
Thank you so much.